Hi, I'm Larry Allred. Welcome to Inspired by Pinterest, where I browse around Pinterest looking for amazing crafting ideas from crafters all around the world that you have pinned to Pinterest, and I bring them to life each week in my episodes. Recently, I was asked why I don't go through and verify my pins to make sure that they actually link back to the crafter. Well, I'll tell you, because I have something like 20,000 pins. And so unless I'm actually going to feature them in a show or I'm actually creating the project, I don't always have time to do that. But I try and make an effort to do that for you so that you don't go back to one that says questionable content or reported for spam. I want to make sure they're actually the valid crafter that created them. I also want to make sure they're the original source. So whenever I feature a project here, I will do my best to find the original source, and you can always go to my blog at allreddesign.net to find direct links to any project or pin that I feature in the show. So let's get busy. Today we're going to talk about crafting with maps, M-A-P-S, maps. And I was excited to do this one. A few weeks ago I did one that I featured my vacation memory ideas, and it kind of tied really well into crafting with maps. Tasha also back in July did an episode on, covering a furniture piece with maps, which I thought was a really fun idea. So we're not going to get into covering furniture pieces. We're going to just talk about some really unique ways to incorporate maps into your crafting, home decor, and different projects. So first you can go to my pin board called Maps and Globes. There's some really amazing pins in there. So check it out if you have time to do that. But the first pin I'm going to feature is actually from a website called imagesurgery.com. I know it's strange, right? But they do some amazing detailed pieces where they've taken a map, they cut them out with like a laser cutter or their electronic cutter, and she does butterfly displays, and they're gorgeous. You'll love this pin. They're very expensive though, so I'm going to try and knock that off and maybe use my silhouette and see what I can come up with, but I didn't have time for this episode. However, the next one is a great resource from nationalatlas.gov. Now you can find a map for just about anything on that website. It links directly over to the states. So I pulled this one up. This is of Washington. I have a sister that lives up in Seattle, and I thought it'd be really fun to cut this out. So this pin that I actually referenced, where they've cut out 3 different states where they've lived, I thought that was a really fun idea, and then they mounted it to glass and hung it on their wall. I thought that was really fun. This is a free service. They have some beautiful map options in there. All you have to do is print them at home off on your printer. The next one is from my guest blogger that was on Little Birdie Secrets. Now we've had Mandy come in and here to the channel, and I love her website. It's a great resource. She covers multiple canvases with a very large world map. I thought that was a beautiful idea. You'll have to go check it out. And then the last one, of course, is from gemgirlart.com. It's a knockoff of a covered letter from Urban Outfitters, which I thought was really clever, that you could just go get those paper mache letters, you could cover them with a map, ink them up on the edges, and you've got a beautiful piece for your home using maps. So just like on this cute makeup case that Christine McKay created a while back for an episode, she's covered it with a map on the top, the bottom, just using some Mod Podge. And then, of course, I featured this one before. These are just wood blocks that I picked up from a local craft store called Heartland Paper, and it was a kit I could buy. I had to provide my own maps, so I used some maps from Florence, Italy, and put in the background, but I wanted to take it a step further and incorporate some photographs. So I actually have a photograph behind this one, but I thought that was a really fun way to use up some of the maps that I got, because this is only one of the bags for my trip, just map after map after map after map that I'm like, how am I going to ever incorporate these into scrapbooking? So I thought, what a fun episode to come up with some really creative ideas. So of course I featured this one before. There's a small map in the background of Florence where I did my Vespa tour. And then here's a really fun idea. I couldn't wait to do this. Now I picked up these amazing maps, kind of an old world map from, let me show this one to you, from an awesome store called Paper Source. Now they have this world map. Really loved how that turned out, but even better, they had one of Italy. So I went to a friend who, her husband does windows, and he found me a window that would fit. Now I haven't committed completely to this, so that's why it's not laying flat. So I've got this beautiful map of Italy. So I just need to figure out how to tape that into this window. I wanted to do a little touch up on the window, but I thought what a fun idea to take Italy and put it behind here, but then just washi tape some of my favorite memories, my fun little Instagram photos of the different places in Italy, and maybe some of my little souvenir tickets and stuff. What a fun way to set on my shelf and feature that using a map. So I hope today that you were inspired to take out those maps from your favorite vacation memories and incorporate them somehow into your displays or home decor. Please join me next week as we craft around Pinterest and look for more ideas to bring to life. We'll see you next week.